Hey everybody, it's Chris Seeds, Wootini from KGamer.net, here with another weekly video podcast. This week we're going to be talking about Miitomo, because that's what everybody's talking about. Everybody's playing it this weekend. It's Nintendo's first smartphone app for iOS and Android. I didn't play Tomodachi Life, but it appears to be like kind of a stripped down version of that, where you create a Mii, or import your Mii if you already have one. And then take that Mii, and then answer questions, and play dress up, and you interact with your friends. It's kind of fun when you first create your Mii. I imported my Mii because it already exists, but then it asks you to, like, you know, pick a nickname and pick a personality, and I'm like moving the personality sliders around for, like, you know, outgoing or cheerful or whatever they were. And I was like, yeah, that looks about right. And then I hit OK. And it gives you like a personality profile. And it told me that I was like a dreamer with my head in the clouds, but I'm a good person kind of a thing. And I was like, wow, that's actually spookily accurate. Thank you, Nintendo. You can also tweak your voice, because everything is spoken in this. But I've yet to find a synthetic voice that I actually like. I've been tweaking the pitch and the depth and everything and the speed, and I still don't like my voice. But what's good is that you can also tweak, you could pick a nickname, and then you pick how that nickname is pronounced, because it kept trying to say Wootini, so I had to figure out a spelling that would make the voice say Wootini, you know. And that took a couple of tries. But then, once you have your Mii created, you can dress it up in crazy costumes and then interact with your friends by answering weird random questions like, what's your favorite bread? Or, what do you remember about your first date? Or, what's the most embarrassing thing that's happened to you? That sort of thing. And then you can see their responses to these questions, and then you can either like them or comment on them, and then you will then answer the similar questions, and then they will see your responses and like or comment on them, and it just goes on from there. So it's sort of this weird, like, you're not posting status updates or anything, you're answering these weird questions, so it's like this weird personality kind of thing that you're learning things about your friends, which is interesting because I don't know if there's a cap on how many friends you can have in Miitomo, but I already feel like I have too many, because when it was first blowing up and everybody was sending out friend requests, you link it to your social networks like Facebook or Twitter or Google Plus if you happen to use Google Plus, and you link it to Facebook, and then it's like, okay, here are all your Facebook friends who are on Miitomo, and you can send requests to them. So you will get requests, and sometimes it'll have a request with a name, and then it'll have like a little Facebook icon on it or a Twitter icon on it, so that you know, and you tap it, and it's like, this is your Facebook friend so-and-so, or this is your Twitter friend so-and-so. And you have to be mutual Twitter followers, I think, as well. And that's fine, because you're picking a nickname. And I picked Wootini because I didn't want to put Chris, because I'm like, people are going to have a bunch of friends named Chris probably, and then I'll get lost in the shuffle and they won't know, wait, which Chris is this? Because it gets a little confusing. But then also the nicknames are getting a little confusing, because I don't always remember what nickname goes with which friend. I'm like, wait, oh, that's John, okay. You know, like, I don't remember. There's too many to keep track of. And because everybody's dressing their Miis up in crazy clothes, you can't just judge by, oh, well, that Mii looks like so-and-so, you know. But then you'll also get friend requests, and it'll say, here's a friend request from so-and-so. You have 15 mutual friends. And I did add a bunch of those people, but then, like, they would show up, and they'd be like, who do you think is my celebrity lookalike? Or what do you think is my best quality? And I'm like, I don't even know you. I know nothing about you. I can't answer this question. Skip. So I've kind of stopped accepting friend requests from people I don't already know. So if you've sent me a friend request on Miitomo and I never responded, Please don't be offended. I just am a little overwhelmed with all the friend requests and all the people, and it's a little much. So, sorry. But the actual app is really fun. It's very addictive. I find myself going back to it a lot during the day. It does drain your battery a hell of a lot, so turn on the power saving mode in the options. It says it lowers the performance of the app, but the animations all seem to still be okay. I've just noticed, like, occasionally, like, when you've, like, put on a new outfit, or you've just bought something, going in between screens, and the loading screens, basically, I feel like those are a little bit longer now. But it does help not drain your battery to death, so that's good. Because I do keep going back to it. It is a lot of fun. I do like seeing what my friends are answering questions, except sometimes I get people who I'm like, I don't really know who you are, but okay. And what's also interesting about Miitomo is that it rewards you for playing. Every day, you get bonus coins for answering questions, commenting on people's answers, playing dress up, that sort of thing. You get these daily bonuses. After you've responded to a few questions in a day, responding to more questions will not give you more bonuses. There is a cap on those, so you can't just earn like a ridiculous number of coins. And then those coins are then used in the shop to purchase crazy outfits for yourself. You can also get outfit pieces by playing these mini games where you drop a Mii down into like a little pachinko machine kind of thing, and wherever you land, that's the item you get. And you can get, you know, right now they're doing like cat-themed items and flower-themed items and food-themed items. And those are timed, and they'll switch out. Also in the shop every day there's new special outfit items, so you got to keep an eye on that. So right now everybody's kind of wearing the same stuff, but over time it's going to get really crazy. And it's fun. And I do think that I hope that there's a few things I'd like them to tweak. Over time, I would like them to add in the ability to kind of tweak your house, like your little room that you sit in, because you can't decorate that, so everybody has the same little room. Like, at least let me change the color scheme or something. I also would like them, in the friends list, you have your friend, and you can tap your friend's nickname, to go to their house and hear all their answers to the questions that they've responded to. And then next to it, there's a little tab with like a little info icon in it. But when you tap that, you don't actually get info on the person. It just lets you block them or delete them from your friend list. And I would like to be able to tap that and see, this is your Facebook friend, so-and-so, you know, like when you added them, like have that information there. Or better still, an actual name. Like you, in your profile, you give a nickname, but then you can say, my real name is Chris, I live in New York, or whatever you're comfortable giving out. As specific as you want to be. That way, like, when I see a nickname and I don't know who that is, I can tap the info button and actually find out who that person is. That would be really helpful. And the other thing is that you can take crazy pictures. And people are having a lot of fun with the Mii photos, because you can dress your Mii up, you can pose it and give it all kinds of different expressions, and then you can insert them into crazy backgrounds or your own photos and do ridiculous things. Like I did one where I'm, you know, petting my hamster, and I'm the same size as my hamster, and it's like super duper fun. But then I did that cool hamster photo, but then it doesn't really let you share that in Miitomo. After you've changed clothes, it's like, here's a photo of you in your new outfit. And then that's when you need to go in and like tweak that photo to be something that you want to do. Because that's the photo that will then get shared with your friends, because occasionally your friend will be like, oh, so-and-so shared this photo of their last outfit, and they'll pull it out and you'll see the picture, and it's fun. But when you specifically go into the Mii photo section and create a photo from scratch, you can share that on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and whatever, but it doesn't seem to share it in-game, which is not... I would like that option. But it just came out, so I'm sure they're going to be tweaking things as they go along. And I'm sure that they'll give the ability to decorate your house as like a paid add-on for like $5 or $6 or something ridiculous, I'm sure. And we'll all pay it because it'll be fun. Because now we're addicted. It will be interesting to see how long it lasts, as far as people still answering the questions and interacting and doing stuff. But because the thing is that while the novelty might sort of wear off, if you're for regular people, they might just get bored with it. But for Nintendo fans, they'll stick around, because by playing Miitomo, you can earn My Nintendo points that you can then go to My Nintendo and redeem for rewards. Some of which are, Miitomo outfits or Miitomo, game tickets and stuff, or coins. But you can also redeem those for games, or discounts on games in the eShop. So, like, it's very interesting, because Nintendo's basically, like, rewarding you for playing the game. Like, every day you get your coins that you can use on your outfits, but you also, by answering 3 questions a day, boom, here are some My Nintendo points. By commenting this many times, boom, here are some My Nintendo points, Like, they're also giving them for, like, linking your accounts, linking to Facebook, linking to Twitter. You get a bonus, you get extra points. You get it by visiting Miiverse once a week. You can get I think 5 points or something like that. And that adds up. I actually have already, I checked and collected all the points that I had earned, and I had a bonus because I was transferring over my original Nintendo Rewards Club to my Nintendo. So I got, like, I don't know, a couple hundred points for that or something, which, annoyingly, I had a code in an email, and I went to mynintendo.com to enter that code and could not figure out how to do it. And in the email it said click here for instructions, and it wasn't even a link, so that wasn't helpful either. I eventually had to go to the FAQ link at the bottom of the page, which took me to a bunch of questions and answers, and one of the questions was, how do I enter a code? And it's like, click here, and I clicked there, and it took me to the page where I could enter in the code. And I'm like, well, that should really be a little bit more obvious on the main page, I'm just saying. Also, it separates into different into like little banks, your, like, Miitomo Platinum points and then your regular Platinum points. So that when you go to buy something and redeem your points, you actually have to do a little math to figure out exactly, do I have enough? Yes. Because it turned out I had like 1,200 points after collecting all my miscellaneous stuff and tallying it up and seeing what I had. I had like 1,200, almost 1,200 points, so I was able to get the My Nintendo Picross game for Twilight Princess, because that was like 1,000 points. And that was really cool. I was like, yay, I can get a new Picross game. So that's fun. So I'm going to keep playing Miitomo and doing all these things so that I can get my points, so that I can redeem them for games and things. As for the Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess Picross game, if you're a Picross fan, totally worth it. It's free. Well, I mean, it's not completely free because you're using your points, but it's good. It's a little annoying because Midna talks you through the tutorial, which there didn't seem to be a way to skip the tutorial. And as someone who's played like a bajillion Picross games, I would have liked to have skipped it. However, it did show me that the controls are a little busted. I'm not sure why. Every other Picross game I've played, like, you use the thumbstick and you press it up and tap to fill in a space, and you press down on the thumbstick and tap to put an X to mark no. And when you let go of the thumbstick, it's in the default center in the center, it doesn't do anything. And you have to press up and hold it up to do that, or press down and hold it down. But in the Zelda Picross game, you press it up, it stays selected. So, like, I instinctively, because of all the other Picross games I've played, I would press up, press my buttons, and then I would let go, and then I would try to count the spaces, and I would start filling them in and making mistakes and getting time added to my thing, and I'd have to quit out and start over because I would have screwed it all up. And I'm like, that's rude. So I'm not really sure why they decided to tweak the controls from what has been established as a perfectly good control scheme. So it's taking me a little time getting used to this. There's only like 3 dozen puzzles, so hopefully I won't get too annoyed. There's also 3 dozen Mega Picross puzzles, which are a lot, and I don't really like Mega Picross because it's actually a little too hard for me. I can handle regular Picross. The Mega Picross hurts my brain. I'm not smart enough for that. But the fact that it's a My Nintendo Picross Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess leads me to believe that there will be other My Nintendo Picross games that I can redeem my Platinum points for in the future. They'll do them for other franchises, maybe. Or do an Ocarina of Time. That would be fun. I just love Picross. I'd pay money for Picross, but if I don't have to, that's even better. So, I've gone on way too long this week talking about Miitomo and Zelda Picross there. So I'm going to stop now and let you get about your business, and I'm going to go get about mine. And I'll see you back here next week, and I'll talk about something else, but probably a little bit more Miitomo too. Bye!